of the UN Economic and Social Council and the Permanent Representative of Pakistan to the United Nations. Your Excellency.
Thank you, Ambassador, and thank you, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to join you today at this important event. I would like to thank His Excellency Ambassador Sergei Kislitsia, my colleague, Vice President of the Economic and Social Council, as well as the missions of Maldives, Qatar, Botswana, and Honduras for organizing this important event and for bringing us together to address the vital issue of women's human rights and the intersection with environmental sustainability. Dear colleagues, gender equality and women's empowerment are fundamental human rights, and they have been acknowledged as vital and centric to the achievement of the SDGs. These are prerequisites for achieving sustainable development. Gender equality benefits both women and men, both boys and girls. This equality is central to the well-being and health of communities and societies. Women and men hold different but equally important roles in the management of natural resources that is central to environmental sustainability. As farmers, women contribute to food security and protect agrodiversity. Women manage water resources, fuel resources. They are central in the production of food, in all the food-related industries, including fishing. However, women and girls unfortunately face gender-based bias, discrimination, and inequalities, which are rooted in social, cultural, and legal norms and customs of a past era. For example, more women than men work in agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, but less than 14% of landholders are women. In addition, women are often excluded from decision-making, including environment-related decision-making and planning. Environmental sustainability requires that knowledge, skills, and experiences of both women and men are incorporated in policies which uphold the human rights of women and girls and ensure equality in all stages of the process of promoting environmental sustainability and the achievement of the SDGs. Equitable participation in decision-making on natural resource management is critical for sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, ECOSOC and the High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development have an important role to play in drawing attention to women's rights and contributions to environmental sustainability and sustainable development. On 18 February, ECOSOC will hold a special meeting to address the issue of reimagining equality, the nexus with racism, discrimination, and inequalities in the pursuit of the Sustainable Development Goals. We will focus on these interlinkages as we respond to the COVID-19 pandemic and its impacts. Gender inequalities, in particular, have been exacerbated as a result of the COVID pandemic. Indigenous women and women living in rural areas are facing intersecting forms of discrimination and are often among the most seriously affected by the current crisis. Our meeting in ECOSOC will seek to generate political support and global action for equality and non-discrimination for all, including women and girls. I hope to see you all at this meeting, which will be webcast. In addition, this year's high-level political forum will focus on how a sustainable and resilient recovery from COVID-19 pandemic can promote sustainable development and the achievement of the SDGs. Gender equality and the advancement of women are critical for ensuring that the recovery from the pandemic supports the transition to a more sustainable and equitable development. The forum will also include thematic reviews on a number of SDGs that are very relevant to today's topics, including SDG 10 on reducing inequalities, SDG 12 on responsible consumption and production, SDG 13 on climate action, and SDG 16 on peace, justice, and strong institutions. The HLPF this year will systematically integrate a gender perspective as it reviews and promotes progress towards the SDGs in the context of the decade of action and delivery for sustainable development. I am very glad that the distinguished permanent representatives of Finland and Iraq have agreed to serve as the co-chairs to prepare for the outcome of the HLPF this year. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, we need to step up our efforts and act together to raise awareness of the interlinkages between women's equality and environmental sustainability. We can